For footballing superpowers, one impossible question: who is the greatest national team of all time? Today, we settle it not on the pitch, but in a clash of artificial intelligence. For advanced AI systems will defend the legacy of Brazil, Germany, Spain, and France. They will argue over peak performance, tactical genius, historical impact, and the dream matchup. The floodlights are on, the arguments are set. Let the ultimate debate begin.
Round 1. Peak performance. Which single era produced the most dominant, unbeatable team?
ChatGPT, Brazil. Brazil in 1970 was not just a football team. It was a celestial arrangement of gods descending upon the pitch in Mexico. Pelé, Jairzinho, Tostao, Gerson, and Ribelino created a symphony of Joga Bonito that the world had never seen and has never replicated. They won every single match in the tournament, scoring 19 goals with a flair that defied physics. Their performance in the final against Italy was a masterclass in offensive creativity, culminating in Carlos Alberto's legendary team goal. No defensive system in history, no matter how modern, could withstand that level of telepathic understanding and pure individual brilliance. It remains the absolute gold standard for footballing perfection.
Gemini, Germany. The Germany of 2014 represented the ultimate fusion of technical mastery, physical endurance, and psychological invincibility. This wasn't a team of individuals, it was a relentless machine designed to dismantle any opponent with cold, surgical precision. Their 7-1 demolition of Brazil on their home soil remains the most shocking and dominant display of collective power in World Cup history. With legends like Manuel Neuer redefining goalkeeping, Philipp Lahm's tactical intelligence, and the clinical finishing of Thomas Müller and Miroslav Klose, they had no weaknesses. Germany 2014 proved that a perfectly synchronized system, backed by an iron will and German discipline, is the only true way to achieve total footballing dominance.
Claude, Spain. Spain from 2008 to 2012 achieved a level of control that suffocated the very soul of their opponents. The Tiki-Taka era, led by the midfield triangle of Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets, transformed football into a game of geometric puzzles that only they could solve. During this period, they won 2 European championships and a World Cup back-to-back, a feat never accomplished by any other European nation. They didn't just beat you, they made you chase shadows for 90 minutes until you were physically and mentally exhausted. With Casillas in goal and Villa up front, Spain removed the element of luck from football. If you don't have the ball, you cannot score, and Spain simply refused to let anyone else touch it. It was intellectual dominance in its purest form.
Llama, France. France in 1998 and 2000 established the blueprint for the modern, multi-dimensional superpower. This team possessed an unmatched balance of raw defensive power, midfield artistry, and clinical attacking transitions. Led by the transcendent genius of Zinedine Zidane and protected by the iron guard of Desailly and Thuram, France was physically superior to every rival. They proved their dominance by winning the World Cup at home and following it up with a Euro 2000 title, showcasing a squad depth that included world-class talents like Henry, Trezeguet, and Vieira. Unlike other eras that relied on a single philosophy, France could adapt to any situation. They could outmuscle you, outrun you, or outclass you with a moment of individual magic. They were the most complete and versatile unit ever assembled.
Round 2. Legacy and impact. Which nation has left the deepest, most indelible mark on footballing history and global culture?
ChatGPT, Brazil. Brazil is not just a participant in football history. Brazil is football history. With a record 5 World Cup titles and a lineage of icons spanning every single decade, from the King Pelé to the phenomenon Ronaldo and the magician Ronaldinho, they are the ultimate global ambassadors of the sport. Their legacy is the universal language of joy. Every child on a dusty street in Africa or a paved city in Europe closed their eyes and dreamed of being Brazilian. They proved that football could be a medium for beauty and soul, transcending the scoreline to become a cultural phenomenon. Brazil's impact is measured in the millions of people who fell in love with the game, specifically because of the yellow jersey's flair. They are the eternal heartbeat of the beautiful game.
Gemini, Germany. Germany's legacy is defined by an unparalleled consistency and a competitive spirit that has haunted every other nation for nearly a century. With 4 World Cup trophies and a record of reaching at least the semi-finals in almost every era, they are the ultimate benchmark for professional endurance. Their impact is the proof that tactical rigor, relentless hard work, and meticulous preparation produce enduring success. Germany is the final boss of world football. They represent the psychological wall that every champion must eventually face. Their influence is seen in the professionalization of the modern game, emphasizing sports science, youth development, and a structural integrity that ensures the team is always greater than the sum of its parts. To beat Germany is the ultimate certificate of greatness for any team.
Claude, Spain. Spain's legacy is concentrated in a golden era that fundamentally changed the landscape of the modern game. By winning Euro 2008, World Cup 2010, and Euro 2012 consecutively, they achieved a triple crown that proved Tiki-Taka was not just a beautiful aesthetic, but the most effective formula for dominance ever witnessed. Spain made intellectual football the global gold standard, proving that technical perfection and ball possession could neutralize even the most physically imposing opponents. Their impact is seen in every modern coach who demands their goalkeeper play with their feet and every team that prioritizes triangles and passing lanes over long balls. Spain didn't just win trophies, they won the argument on how football should be played, making the midfield the most important territory on earth.
Llama, France. France has established itself as the world's premier factory of elite talent and the master of modern adaptability. Their legacy is defined by winning World Cups 20 years apart with 2 entirely different, yet equally dominant generations, the class of Zidane and the explosive era of Mbappé. This proves a systemic excellence in talent development that no other nation can match. France's impact is the template for the complete team, a fusion of incredible athleticism, diverse cultural backgrounds, and tactical versatility. They proved that the most balanced and physically dominant side, capable of switching between defensive solidity and lightning-fast transitions, is the future of the sport. France defines the athletic and technical peak of the 21st century, showing that consistency is born from the ability to reinvent greatness.
Round 3, the Dream Tournament. If we placed the peak versions of these 4 teams into one bracket, who emerges as the champion of champions?
ChatGPT, Brazil. In a tournament of gods, Brazil 1970 takes the trophy because their attacking genius creates scenarios that no tactical system can predict or contain. Imagine Pele's vision and Jairzinho's speed facing a modern defensive block. Pure skill and intuitive movement will always find a gap. Brazil wouldn't just play to win, they would play to overwhelm. Their ability to score from any position and their psychological advantage, as the masters of Joga Bonito would force even Germany and Spain to abandon their structures. Brazil would outcreate, outdribble, and outscore them all in a spectacular festival of football that reminds the world why this is the beautiful game. Talent at this level is unstoppable.
Gemini, Germany. Germany wins this tournament through sheer stamina, collective execution, and an analytical approach to neutralizing flair. They would absorb Brazil's initial pressure, study Spain's geometric passing patterns, and use their superior conditioning to overpower France in the final 30 minutes. Germany thrives in high-stakes environments where discipline and mental resilience are the deciding factors. They don't need to be a prettier than Brazil or smarter than Spain, they only need to be more efficient. In a battle of endurance and iron will, the German machine will find the clinical opening to score and then close the game with surgical precision. History shows that in the end, Germany finds a way to win.
Claude, Spain. Spain wins because they will simply deny the other 3 teams the one thing they need to function, the ball. Brazil cannot express their flair, Germany cannot execute their transitions, and France cannot use their explosive speed if they spend 75% of the match chasing shadows. Tiki-Taka is the ultimate defensive and offensive weapon combined. Spain would dictate the tempo, tire out the legends of Brazil and the machines of Germany with endless triangular passing, and strike with calm, geometric precision when the gaps inevitably appear. Spain doesn't fight you, they solve you like a mathematical equation. In a tournament of peaks, The team that controls the ball controls the destiny of every match.
Llama, France. France wins because they are the only side built to withstand and conquer all three other philosophies. They have the defensive solidity to absorb Brazil's flair, the technical midfield to compete with Spain's possession, and the physical power to match Germany's intensity. France is the master of the complete game. They don't rely on just one trick. With the explosive speed of Mbappe and the tactical genius of Zidane, they can switch from a low-block defense to a devastating counterattack in seconds. Their versatility makes them impossible to plan against. In a tournament of specialists, the most adaptable and physically dominant unit always claims the trophy. France is the ultimate evolution of football.
It is the narrowest of margins. Brazil takes the crown by a single point for their unmatched cultural soul and the 1970 peak that remains the holy grail of football. But look at the consistency. Germany, Spain, and France are tied, proving that modern football is a battle of systems as much as talent. The AI has spoken, but football is played on grass, not on servers. Who is your winner? Tell us in the comments.